Greetings, fellow Cameroonians, Anglophones and Francophones. We have received tremendous feedback and personal phone call from people who have heard that we have delivered a message through other means to Ferdinand Gongo, the trusted Minister of Pobia. So they have questioned us why that engagement. And I want to tell them, my answer is this. It is close to a month now since Maurice Kamto candidature was rejected. And yet, at this crucial moment, what we have witnessed in the Cameroon opposition, which carries the hope of the vast majority of Cameroonians for change, is a failure of leadership, a failure of a vision, a failure of unity of the opposition forces that claim to be fighting for the real change in Cameroon. And what do you expect us to do when the opposition themselves, they cannot come together? What do you expect us to do? To fight with guns or to expect change in Cameroon for our people to be able to move forward? Up to now, the opposition have not united. They had a unity conference. All the political parties who are in Cameroon, they came to that party, to that unity conference, and a golden opportunity to present a unified front against decades of stagnation under Pobia. But where were the giant oppositions in that meeting? The SDF did not attend. The MRC did not attend. So Maurice Kamto, instead of supporting another candidature, have returned money back to donors, abandoning the fight against Cameroon, against Pobia. So that is treason against his supporter. They were not supporting him because they want him to be president. It's because they want to change Pobia. So instead of unity, we have been handed, or Cameroonians have been handed, division. Instead of vision, they have been handed excuses. And the supporters of SDF and MRC, they are now creating their own reality, thinking that their leaders have some magic trick or they are playing a games with the regime to make something to get victory. No. So I ask you, where is the hope for change in Cameroon when the oppositions cannot even unite themselves? We have this big problem in Cameroon, and we in PRAP, we understand this. Where are those who shouted with the largest voice about change? They cannot even sit together. It's all about those personalities. Maurice Kamto cannot support another party. The SDF cannot support another party. So they will hand Pobia. They will hand Pobia victory. Just like Maurice Kamto have handed Pobia victory by not allowing them to easily take him out of the race. Look at Issa Chiruma, who resigned. What was the message sent to him by the opposition? Look at the aftermath. After he resigned from the government, what happened? The reaction from some opposition leader was reckless. Their activists, influencers, they wasted precious time spinning conspiracy theories against Issa Chiruma and Bello Buba. Instead of confronting the regime with a unified plan, they spent time talking about how this one is coming to take their own supporters and so and that and that and that. And what signal does that send to the military and the ordinary military men and even some of their generals in high positions or captains in the Cameroon military, colonels in Cameroon military? Those who even dare, even in secret, to dream of change. It tells them that the political class is unprepared. The opposition have not prepared the population for any change in Cameroon. Divided. We have a divided people. We have a people who still have primitive instincts to be able to do anything for the collective good. What they have done during Issa Chiruma's, it tells the people within the regime that if a window of opportunity presents itself, the opposition will squander it in infighting. The population will squander it because they will easily be manipulated. So we are faced with this reality. These are all the theses that in PRAP we had worked out, we have researched to base our plan and our approach towards. So those who are worried of our engagement with the power that be should understand this. We must speak the truth. The behavior of the oppositions are irresponsible and it is dangerous for the future of Cameroon. The people will be trapped in a mindset of delusions, creating their own reality. That is why the People's Right Advocacy Platform, PRAP, which I lead, our vast network of people who support us and believe in our ability, in our vision, we have chosen a different path that is very pragmatic. And reasonable people will come around and will support what we are doing. We do not indulge in fantasy politics. No, we don't. Because we have tried so in Ambazonia. Nor do we gamble with the life of our people by chasing illusions. We do not seek popularity and popularism by playing into the, let's say, the illiteracy of our people, because it is not admirable, the level of illiteracy we have. We stand for reality politics, for pragmatic engagement with those in power, because those are the people who can give us freedom in order to secure a sustainable solution that can restore peace and security to our homeland, our cherished Boya, our cherished Kumba, our cherished Wum, Kambe, Nso. And today, our theses have been validated by the opposition in Cameroon. Those who are lobbying us to support the opposition for the elections, you can see our theses have been validated. They cannot even come together. The opposition is disorganized. Maurice Kamto, once heralded as great hope, has failed to rise up to the moment because of his own fear for his own, putting his own personal security first. Let us not forget, the last time Maurice Kamto was arrested, he broke down in humiliation and pee in his own pants when he was arrested. His courage failed him. Is this a man who will challenge the weight of the Pobia's regime? I don't think so. I admire his articulation, his character, but he lacks the courage that requires to face a regime like Pobia. Can we truly entrust the destiny and the hope of millions of Cameroonians in the hands of Maurice Kamto, who will not even stand up together to support another political party or opposition leader, but he will demand that another opposition group support him? Can we have hope in any of these political parties that we have seen? No. My friends, change will not come simply because the regime is unpopular. Change will not come simply because many of us, we don't like the regime or those that the regime likes. This is the reality of life, and we must face life with the way it is. Dictatorship have survived on popularity for generations, for centuries. Ask the people of Zimbabwe about Robert Mugabe, who endured nearly 4 decades being the least popular president in Africa, hated by everybody in his country. He was very unpopular. Ask the people of Congo, who saw Mobutu Sese Seko cling to power until the very last breath when he died. Ask those people if unpopularity has ever changed anything in any country. It doesn't work like that, my friends. That is why we are pragmatic, because we are result-oriented to improve the life of our people. We face political reality. We must accept the reality, because if you don't diagnose your problem, you can't solve it. This is the reality of Cameroon that we have seen. Just as Amadou Ahidjo was allowed to choose his successor, so has the French government allowed Paul Biya given him the opportunity to choose his successor. The elections are all charade. We do not see elections and registering for elections as a means to change regime. We see it as other alternative political tools. Ferdinand Gongo is the chosen confidant of Paul Biya. Then, we must not waste our energy on blind antagonism. Instead, we must accept the reality before us and stop making excuses and engage with him strategically with mutual respect. Power, respect. For us in PRAP, politics is not about regime change. That is not our politics. And we have given you the reasons, and the actions of the oppositions have validated our thesis. It's not about regime change for its own sake. Politics is about the preservation, for us, it's about the preservation of our territorial rights, our cultural identity, and the dignity of our people. And you can only get that through those who are holding them captive. You must talk to Pharaoh. Even God asked Moses to talk to Pharaoh. God could do without Pharaoh. Our goal is not destruction. It is construction. Our mission is not chaos. Our mission is progress. Protecting human rights, protecting human dignity, and preserving them. Not our egos, not our group. For the political parties in Cameroon, we have a clear message. We are calling for a new deal in Cameroon between the opposition and the ruling party, CPDM. We call on all political parties. We campaign for all political parties and all Cameroonians of good conscience to consider a new approach. To consider a new approach. Negotiations for an inclusive New Deal government is what Cameroon can get, and it is what the opposition should seek for. Seek for what you can get. Being permanent opposition does not help Cameroonians or the supporters of those political parties. Instead of fighting endlessly with no vision and no Mandela, let us push for a government that reflects the shades of Cameroon, which is what would change the government. Because when the regime have civil servants that backs them, there is nothing you can do. Those civil servants will go for their salary. Better have opposition inside who are going to bring civil servants of their choosing. Anglophones and Francophones, North and South, Christians and Muslims, ruling parties and oppositions must come together for the common good of Cameroonians. South Africa overcame apartheid not by boycotts alone, but by bold negotiations that brought Mandela and de Klerk on the same table. These were enemies. They even had laws. So we should look at Cameroon in the same light. Look at Liberia. Liberia ended its bloody war not by fantasy politics, but by inclusive settlement that allowed the nation to rebuild itself. For Cameroons to rebuild itself in institutions and have ethics within its ministries, an institution that serve the people and parliaments that makes law, the opposition must be included in the government, and they will not be included in a politic of antagonism. We too must walk this path that South Africa, Liberia, and many other countries have walked, because our people are tired of stagnation. Antagonizing those in power will not help them. It will only push them to be harder on our people. They are tired of politics of illusion. They are tired of leadership who promise heaven but deliver excuses. Look at Monono guy there, Dio Monono, whatever they call his name. That is the real picture of Cameroonians. And we must demand something different, something new. And we in PRAP, we open your eye to believe that this is possible, because this is the way forward. let us move our people with progressive conversation. Let us leave behind petty queries of opposition leaders who would rather fight each other and preserve their own popularity to their chest. It's the same thing Seseko Ayoktabi. He holds his own population and his supporters to his chest. Everybody hold theirs to their chest. And at the end, nobody is strong enough to face the lion man. Let us step away from slogans and step into substance. What are we fighting for? We are fighting for specific things. We want the girl on the road who sell pop-off and granite to be able to make ID card. We want students who apply for schools like ENAM and EMIA, Economa, to not be forced to certify their birth certificate and ID card. Duplicity, all those exploitation. We want to stop all those things. The Cameroon we envision is one of progress, security, and dignity for all Cameroonians. A one country, two system. A one country, two people. A Cameroon where our rights are preserved. Where our children can dream. And where our people are not pawns in the game of the elites, activists, and political parties and personalities. This is not about beer. This is not about Kamto for us. This is about the people of Cameroon, Anglophone, Francophones. This is about their right to pursue their happiness and economic activities in tranquility and enjoy the advantage that God has given them and be empowered with the resources that God has given them. This is the only way we can bargain to have loyalties from Sonora given to the people in Dian, Fako, and in the region that these things belongs to. And as PRAP, we say clearly, the time for illusion is over. The time for reality has come. And in reality, only negotiation, inclusion, and pragmatic politics can deliver a future for our people that they deserve. And this is what we pursue, this is what we preach, and this is what we will use our platform to challenge Cameroonians to think differently. Because doing the same thing over and over again without any result is madness. The time for manna, even for Israel, is over. May history judge us not by slogans alone, or almost, but by the peace, security, and progress we leave behind. Imagine if John Fundi was in the government and left a lot of civil servants in the system. The transformation he would do would be greater. Now imagine Kawala, Kamto, and all the opposition, Bello Buba, Issa Chiruma, they are all in the government. They will challenge the regime from within and they will bring reforms and policy from within that will benefit every single Cameroonians. This is our position and this is why we engage with the power that be. There is no alternative. Nobody have articulated alternative. Should we just hate them forever? No, we have done so. With the international geopolitics, there is no hope for change. And our people will not be stagnant, will be left in this manner or where they are forever. Until something happens that the thing will never happen. Change has to come from us. Have a blessed day, everybody.